What is up, my dudes? I hope you're all good. I got something new for you today. What better way to start my Rainbow Six content than how to get Renown for free? You may have guessed we're going to use training grounds and a specific game mode and map actually. So let's go into our options, matchmaking preferences. You can leave the quick match preferences how they are. We're going to change training ground preferences to have all the modes off except for protect the hostage. We want the terrorists to come to us. And for maps, turn everything off except tower. Okay, this has been tested by Underrated54 on YouTube. He spent countless hours testing every map and every objective as well to see which one gives the most renown. I haven't tested it myself, but I trust him, so credits to Underrated54. Next, we're going to our graphics settings and putting the overall quality on low, so that if you're leaving this overnight, hopefully your graphics card won't sound like a jet engine and you can get some sleep. But if it does, of course renown is more important. So scroll down and drag these bottom two sliders to the minimum, click apply. And in display, you want to make sure it's windowed and the resolution is as low as you can possibly still read the text. So my minimum here I noticed was 144 Hz, so I decided to go a few higher to 60 Hz, and hopefully that helps out my graphics card a tiny bit. Okay, click apply, and now you get this little window. The software that we need is Chipbit Macro Recorder, not to be confused with Macro Recorder. Okay, you need the Chipbit in there, and it's not actually free. It's $39, but there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how to get it for free. It's as simple as pasting a license key. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into that, but you have the option there. Now we've got our macro recorder on the side. We need to take screenshots of the little buttons that it's going to detect. So you click training grounds, go for lone wolf, because we're not trying to annoy anybody or get headshotted by our teammates or get banned. So play solo and you'll be alright. Difficulty normal is the best. Again, thanks to Underrated54 for going through the trouble of trying them all out. Ooh. Once you're here, first thing is pause the timer. This will give us some time to take the screenshots. Okay, this is the magic button. You click this and we want to do if image found. Click capture. The first thing we're going to be detecting is this no vote button. Search the whole screen, that's fine. Actually, we can leave all these settings how they are. This creates an if, but it doesn't end the if, so we need to do that ourselves. If you go here and do end if statement, we're going to have a bunch of these actually, and the keystrokes will go in between. So if it detects this no vote, what do you want it to do? You want it to press down, 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 and then enter, because restaurant is the ideal site. So how do we program this? You click the keyboard command, and where's down? You can just type D for down. Okay. I like to add a short delay just so it's not too quick for the game to detect. Quick math for you, 1000 milliseconds is a second. So I just go with 500 milliseconds, half a second. Slow enough to make sure the button's been pressed and it's gone down, but still pretty quick. And like I said, you want to go do that 3 times, so we can just select these two and copy paste them. And do that one more time actually, and change the last one to enter. Before we test it out, go into settings, playback settings, and make sure your continuous replay is on 1. When you leave it on overnight, you're going to want it to be 0 for infinite playback, but for now we'll leave it on 1 just to test it out. So if it does go wrong, it's not going crazy. Alright, let's do it. Moment of truth. Look at that, we're getting there. The next step is selecting Doc, because he's the one that got last stand, so he can revive himself, and that'll give you a few extra seconds of survival, which will mean a few extra renown. Leave recruit highlighted because that's how it's going to be by default, and then create a new if image found command. Capture, and you know the drill by now. Select the recruit, click OK, and again add the end if command statement thingy-mabob. I found that key presses are more reliable than mouse clickings when it comes to this game, so that's why I wanted to make this updated tutorial. What keys do we want this time? Who can figure it out? We want down one and then right, 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 right. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So down one and then right 4 times. We can copy these first two, paste them under there, change this one to a right, and make 3 copies of that. So we got down, right, 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 and always a 500 millisecond delay after. And once it gets to dock, you want it to press enter again. So copy these two. By the way I click and select both of these is by holding down control. So when you hold control, you can select multiple. Alright, ready to test out? If we click play now, although we're already in the operator selection, it should just not find this one and skip to this one. Let's see. It's beautiful, and that's great. So press the eject button, and now that I think about it, we really need another enter button here to do confirm loadout. We don't need another image search, so what I would do is just copy and paste another enter, but with a slightly longer delay, you know, going from here to here. I just feel like it needs a bit longer, so I'll put it on 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds, just because you never know what's going to happen in the middle of the night. All it takes is one little lag spike for this macro to be thrown out of alignment, and then it will all go wrong. But with these if image statements, I think we've made it as reliable as we can. Let's test it out one more time with our double enter, and make sure the recruit is highlighted. Something as simple as leaving it like that, and the image won't be detected. And one more. Yeah, boys, we're into the game. Okay, not quite. Now that we're done with the testing process, you can turn off the timer back on actually. And now we're into the game. So, you just gotta wait to die really. Normally you wouldn't be moving around like this, you'd just be standing still. But, you know, I'm kind of bored. Let's see what happens when the game ends. You get 36 Renown for a couple of minutes, not bad. And there's a vote for retry button that's highlighted. You just want to press enter and you'll be good to go. So let's program that into our macro. You should be getting the hang of this. If image command, capture, and select this retry button, and let's do a end if statement and copy this enter button with the 2 second delay. Not bad. One thing I forgot, when it detects this vote for retry button, you actually want a bit more time just to see how much renown you have. So what I would do is copy this delay and paste it before the key press and change it to 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Actually, there's one more thing that I forgot to mention. So we're going to go back to the menu for this. If you have a challenge that's completed but not claimed, this will open up after every match. One day I just found it stuck on this screen, but now you know you can prepare in advance. All you have to do is add one more image, if image found, and capture this escape or close button. If the mouse is here is white, if the mouse is here is blue, so you never know how it's gonna go. So what I would do is just add both images in. So once you've created the if, capture one of them. Okay, and if, we'll take these two change enter to escape. Then what you can do actually is copy this whole if section, paste it underneath, and now double click the if image, and I will change this one to when it's white. So make sure it's on white, go around, click capture. Now our last if image is with the white border, and the one before that is with the blue border, and we're all good to go. And again, you can test this right here just by clicking play and see if it does it. Yeah, boys. Last thing to do before we save it, make sure our settings are ready for farming. This first box you can check to make it start straight away as soon as you open the shortcut, saving you a whole click so you don't have to click play. In the playback settings, you should know by now, 0 is for infinite playback, so while we're testing it we can keep it on 1 just so it doesn't keep going again and again, but once we're ready you can put it on 0. Now it will farm continuously. You don't want to block the keyboard and mouse input because I don't know how you would stop it if you did, so be careful. And you don't want the playback to pause when you move the mouse because you might just kick your desk or something and your mouse will move and then it will stop. Okay, now it's really is complete, so it's ready to save, although we should have done this probably earlier. You can name it whatever you want, but I would recommend putting the resolution in the name just in case you forget. One more little tip, if you've saved this somewhere in your documents and not on your desktop because you're organized, what you can do is create a shortcut. So you want to click and drag, but with the right mouse button, not with the left. You see with the left it says move to desktop, and with the right it still says move to desktop, but once you let go it gives you the option, and we're going to do create shortcuts here and then rename it to something simple. So now when it's time, when you're ready to go to sleep, you won't actually have this open, you'll just have the game. You will have made it windowed, reduce your graphics settings as much as possible, and you start training grounds, lone wolf, and then while that's loading you can double click this and leave it on, relax, go to sleep and think about which operators you want to buy first, and make sure you comment to let me know. Also let me know what else you'd like to see next. I can do a video on my recommendations for who to buy, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. I've done some quick calculations to predict how much you can get. I've noticed each game is about 2.5 minutes, and the amount of renown you get is quite random. You can get up to 36 as you saw, but it also goes down to 27. So I just rounded it to 25 to get a low estimation. So if a game takes 2.5 minutes per hour, that means you should have about 24 games. Multiplying that by 25 renown, that means you should be getting at least 600 renown per hour minimum. And if you leave it overnight, I don't know, if you're sleeping for a good 8 hours, you can get almost 5k a night. So it's not bad, not bad. You can get all them 1k operators pretty quick.